Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio.
And welcome to another edition of Happy Hour, where we're going to watch Sex and the City. Yeah, I love these, Anney. It's just so fun to see your reaction.
They are fun. I can never anticipate what's going to happen.
You've done better. You've done a lot of, deciphering of the Sex and the City code. And by the way, contributor Joey, has talked about the fact that they have watched, I think, all of them. This point, because they've really gotten caught up, and I love that. So we're going to have them back on to see their review on Sex and the City and how they like it as a Gen Zer. They're Gen Z, right?
York.
Who lives in New York. I think they feel really connected now.
Yes.
Just kidding. But yeah, so we are watching another Sex and the City episode of season 3. But before we begin, this is a happy hour. Are you partaking of anything, Anney?
I am. I'm drinking red wine. I was if we had more time, I got sent a lot of lemons, Samantha. A lot of lemons.
Why?
For a sponsorship deal.
Lemons?
Yeah.
Get the weirdest things.
It's like an entire shelf of my refrigerator.
Wow.
And, I was gonna make some kind of lemon drink, but the idea of juicing a bunch of lemons is
a lot.
It's not flying for me right now.
It's a lot. And if you have any kind of paper cuts, like I have little cuts on my fingers right now because of my new hobby, that would be bad.
Yeah, it would be. That would suck.
It would be real bad. Well, I am drinking on sparkling water, guava flavor. It kind of just tastes like muscadine, which is odd. But anyways, it's delicious nonetheless. If you are also partaking of things, do so responsibly. We are back and we are watching season 3, episode 10. I did just get confused because the titles got me. But just as a reminder, we are still doing an listener watch, meaning one of you listeners, if you want to join us on a watch of Sex and the City, you could have never watched it. You don't have to be a fan, or you might be a rabid fan, as they say. Either way, we would love for you to join us. So if you are interested, at the end of this episode, Anney will tell you how to get your name in. All you need is some headphones and a laptop and an internet connection. And maybe some kind of subscription to get to the Sex and the City. I don't know. Oh, no, we usually do it.
Christina is magic and makes that work.
That's right. You don't even need to do that. So, so simple. But with that, yes, we are in season 3, episode 10. And Anney, can you kind of give us a playthrough of what's been happening in the season 3?
Oh, it's a lot of upheaval. It's a lot of upheaval in this one. But you told me this was a big season. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as always, Samantha's doing her thing, which in the last episode involves some quite surprising discussion around bad smelling and tasting spunk. And then you've got Charlotte, who has constantly been on the lookout for a husband. She has been proposed to, but it was not how she wanted the proposal to go. Nonetheless, she is engaged. Then you've got Miranda, who had been dating Steve. Seemed like she was pretty settled in that. But then she felt like he was just too immature for her. They broke up, but he was still living with her as he was looking for an apartment. So they were in the kind of in-between space after a breakup, which is funny because I remember in the last episode I kept saying the vending machine. You got to push it over. And then Carrie is dating Aiden, and she's been kind of dealing with issues around, she's used to her relationship having a lot more drama than he has brought to the relationship. And so she was seemed like she had happily decided, you know what, I like this. And then her ex, Mr. Big, comes into her life, says he is going to leave his wife, and they end up falling back into an affair, and they have sex. And like I said, it's Taylor Swift's song, Illicit Affairs, that allegedly is based on this. And it's given me some hints and clues, I think.
Apparently, you did really well last time around, so I'm going to give you that. Well, this episode is titled All or Nothing. Do you have a prediction for me?
All or nothing. Okay. Well, if I lean into the song, okay, I think there's going to be a lot of big choices in this one then. And I think Carrie is going to be still being with Mr. Big and hiding it from everybody, but they're all kind of suspicious. And then, like, some decision's going to come up and she's really got to make a decision. I don't know about... I feel like Charlotte's going to go through with this guy. But it's got to be some decision she's got to make. All or nothing, all or nothing. And then Miranda. I feel like she's moving on from Steve. I know he's back in the picture because I have seen later things. But I feel like she was moving on. So maybe she's nothing. And then I don't know what Samantha's going to do. Maybe they'll go to brunch.
And they're going to go to brunch. That's the introduction. Okay. That and brunch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hop into it.
I had an amazing boyfriend who had all his hair, good friends
All
to
his
talk
hair.
about
Very
it,
important. Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
and a married ex-boyfriend I had slept with a week ago.
It does have intrusive thoughts. When you've done something like not great, it just pops up. Like, that's not wrong.
You can get DVDs delivered? I use this hot new home delivery service. You call them, anything you want, they bring you within an hour. Anything? Last night I ordered condoms. Please tell me.
That's so funny because nowadays it's like, yeah.
But you have to pay too much for like immediate delivery. I'll wait 2 days. Because not for condoms, not for Sam's lifestyle. I couldn't, I guess. But again, we said her expense account is much better than ours. So who cares about that $5.99?
Yeah.
So Big and I, we have this thing.
All about the pheromones. We're all just animals reacting to each other's smell.
But
I love that smell is always a thing.
Yeah. I had a guy who smelled my neck once and then looked at me and said, no.
I did not know that was going to go that way.
He was like, nah.
Oh, that's funny.
Downtown, Samantha woke up to discover she did have it all, including the flu.
It is the worst waking up sick, not realizing that you've been sick. You know, like you kind of have hints and then you wake up, you're like, oh, what just happened?
Yeah.
Also, this is a nightmare.
A lot of times when I think of moving,
Samantha
I
never
think of
wanted a
having to
man
put up
around in the
curtains, and I'm like,
morning.
nope, never mind.
Guess whose curtain's still not up in our house? I've been here for 2 and something years. Yeah. It's shades, though.
Yeah, right. Listen, I was wondering if you might be able to drop by on your way to work this morning. Honey, I can hardly blow my nose, let alone blow you. Yeah? Well, I wouldn't want you to get sick either.
I mean, that's legitimate.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's too many things going around. Can't be coming to your house if you're coughing. We don't know you that well.
Later that day, in the bridal registry department at Bergdorf Goodman, Charlotte discovered she wanted it all, and more.
$1,300.
Yes.
And we do very well with it. It's really beautiful.
So I know this is a thing for a lot of people to get like china for their wedding. Is that still a tradition?
No.
I would love if someone wrote in. To me, no.
Right.
But my mom had. She had.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe my sister actually ordered some as well when she first got married. But that was in, again, the early 2000s, early 90s.
Yeah.
So I wonder if past that, has that still been a thing, or is this like a rich people thing?
It's funny because my mom, we never use them because they're too nice.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. They just get displayed,
They
right?
just- yeah.
And I have a set of like china that's from my grandmother, but it's not china. It's not nice china. It's just
Yeah.
plates that she had that like, I wanted the really nice ones that were displayed, but I got the second round because my aunt, the actual daughter, got it. I'm like, that's fair. But I got these instead. I'm like, what do I do with these? So they're just in a box. Have I used them? No.
Charlotte wasted no time having a lawyer look over the papers.
Normal? We haven't even gotten married yet, and already we're talking about divorce.
Sweetie, a lot of people do prenups these days.
Marriage is supposed to be about love and happiness.
And the merging and protection of assets.
We should do an episode on prenups.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually have no idea how common they are. I don't know how strange this is or not strange this is. I don't know.
Well, like, so taboo. And I think once upon a time, because men were making the money, prenups were to
Yeah.
save their assets. And now it's like not as much. Like the Ali Wong, her whole like special at one point was talking about the fact that her mother-in-law at the time wanted a prenup, and in the end it protected her because she was the one who made all the money. So
Yeah.
I found that, and she was like, that's the ultimate revenge type of thing. But that is an interesting conversation of like, where do we see this today? Because it makes sense, especially more so now as women are making more or owning more as they're coming in to marriages. Like we talked about the fact that single women are the ones who are buying the homes. So what does that look like?
Yeah, and we've also talked about how a lot of people like to keep their own, finances like kind of separate. I get Charlotte's point of like it doesn't feel romantic, but it's smart and rational
Right.
to be like, no, I need to have this plan in place. And that can be, I think, perfectly healthy. It's healthy to talk about it and have your own.
We gave in to our baser instincts. Shit happens, blah, blah, blah.
Are you wearing glasses?
No,
You sound like you're wearing glasses.
it can't happen again. You're married.
I'm aware of that.
Why does she need to talk to
Come on.
him?
It's pretty
Well, this is where I'm like, Carrie's the worst. Why would you do this?
I think it's and she's like, I've got to get rid of these intrusive thoughts. I'll put it to an end, and then clearly does it.
Apparently, we couldn't.
Next time we're going to a hotel, I can smell the guy on your sheets. Wood chips and Paco Rabanne.
He doesn't wear cologne.
First of all, how dare you have an affair?
Yeah.
But secondly, letting him on your boyfriend at the time, that is disgusting. I was very mad about these episodes.
Meanwhile, that night, Miranda was enjoying her new flame.
Can't f***ing believe I have to catch an 11 o'clock flight.
But it was fun.
I
Well,
swear to God. I
Steve
work
is
all
out of
night
the picture,
Chicago.
Amy. This is nothing, though. This is not nothing. I will say she's got something,
Is it all? No.
but it's definitely not nothing.
Always trying to grade me down.
Gotta keep you honest.
A lot. And in the meantime, there's always the phone.
I have one of those.
The
I'll
phone.
call you tomorrow night.
No. Our relationship would be over if it was me.
I will admit, I have never ever had phone sex, nor have I ever done like sexting.
Next night,
That's not, it's weird to me. And I say this as a person that maybe I'm too much of like a Gen Xer to not be able to do this, and remembering when those hotlines existed and knowing that there's shame in that. Maybe that's just me being stunted.
I've never done it either, but it's mostly I'm just uncomfortable with it. I don't like talking on the phone.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I also
I don't want any record of me being like a bad pun that I thought was sexy. Like I don't need that in my life. I really
love
don't.
that's where you went to. Like, I know I do a bad pun.
It would not be good. Because I get nervous, and so it would be a joke. It would be something jokey.
Yeah, that's the thing. I couldn't take it seriously either. And then, like, I'm definitely not sending you pictures because that hangs on too much. I've been like an investigator for way too long when it comes to different crimes like that I'm like, nah, thank you. But yeah, that's never been a thing for me. But I think it's funny because, like, I'm also the same person who hates phone calls, being very awkward. They can't figure out who's pausing, when we're supposed to figure out who's talking, type of thing.
Is this done?
Yeah, and then I just automatically hang up in the middle of your sentence and be like, sorry, I thought we were done.
Yeah. We're so socially competent.
Yeah, everything's fine. We're completely normal here.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I think I'm gonna come.
The next day,
There's
Miranda
nothing
was
about
going
this
to
ice.
when her second line beeped in.
Damn it. Hold on. Hello.
Trey says his mom won't negotiate.
Hold on.
You sound weird. Are you okay?
I'll be right back.
Why would you answer the call?
Okay.
Why would you answer the
Keep
call?
it there.
So now we know. The mom's the one holding the cards. She's the one you're gonna have to go up against.
How do I do that?
Charlotte, this isn't a good time. I'll call you tomorrow.
Why answer the first
Sorry.
place?
So am I.
Comedic value.
I did.
This cordless phone is even better, though.
Yeah. I
You know
remember
you
when that
love
was the coolest.
Yeah, it
they didn't
was
have
the
cords
coolest.
anymore.
You didn't trip. Although I'm the fidgeter, so I love wrapping the cord around my fingers and then kind of like everywhere. Like I end up being tangled into it, but I can't. I have to undo myself, and that's a 3-minute process.
I should have gotten married. Then at least I'd have a curtain that closes.
That's the only reason you get married, so someone can take care of you when you're sick.
I remember one time I was struggling with like a mattress, and somebody was like, "This is why you have a boyfriend." It's like, okay.
Or you have a friend who has a boyfriend who'll send them over.
Yes.
I haven't signed the prenup. What are you gonna do? I don't know. I'm so confused. I really love him. I do. But I feel like no one cares about me. I thought that maybe if we could negotiate, it'd be okay. But now this all feels so wrong.
What does Trey say?
Nothing. He leaves this stuff up to his mother.
A
Red
woman
flag.
named Bunny? Honey, you can
Yeah.
take her.
Don't, if he
Tell me,
cannot
what should I
say no
do?
to the mother and everything is based on his mother,
Yeah.
we've seen this. It's a Reddit, like tens of thousands of Reddit threads.
And then my addiction found me.
Hello.
I need to see you.
Miranda, I'll call you back.
I'm downstairs. If you don't come down, I'm coming up.
Right, I'll call you later.
Oh, he's threatening to come up.
I told Aiden I was taking Pete for a walk, and he believed me, which only made it worse.
Now she's bringing the dog into it.
Call me at home again.
That's a no. If Peaches was involved, someone is going to get smacked. I do not condone violence, but at this point, all right, I'll give you an A for effort.
Hey, that guy did pretty good.
You did pretty good. You did pretty good. I guess the sickness is hard to come onto. A prenup is hard to predict. But you did say she would follow through. However, there was no brunch, Annie.
Damn,
No
you're right.
brunch.
No. Did they go to a club? They didn't do
They
that
didn't
either.
do that either.
Now it's like a little function they went to.
Oh, yes, it's true. But yeah, so this season is really, really crazy. I feel like this was the season that really took on everybody loving Sex and the City because it felt somewhat realistic. And also people really hated Carrie. Like this is where I think people realized this is not cool. But they still have the big conversation about Big versus Aiden. Still, you know, like Team Whoever, with even that type of ploy. And it's kind of like, how did we get here? But there you go. Do you have a prediction of what might come up?
Okay. Oh no, I'm going to be so wrong. I think, based on my song clues,
Taylor Swift has done too much.
I think Carrie's going to break up with Aiden and Big. I think there's going to be a big shakeup. And I think her friends, other than Samantha, are going to find out and they're going to be real mad. I think Charlotte's going to go through with this marriage. The Taylor Swift song only extends to what happens with Carrie and Big, so I can't predict from there. I think Charlotte's going to go through with this marriage and or break it off at the last minute. I know he's involved, but I also know she doesn't end up with him ultimately. So I don't know. I don't know when Steve is going to come back in the picture either. But I think it's going to be a minute. I think it's going to be a minute for Steve.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Carrie's going to get either found out or break up with both of them. But I don't know. I'm going to listen to this song again.
That's going to be the tale. Okay, I got you. Okay, go listen to the album.
I'll listen
to get your get your hints. All right, not bad. I really think like these episodes are really interesting. It does bring in a shake. Like I'm very, very judgmental in this whole like cheating aspect. I will say I have a hard take when it comes to cheating, and I know not everyone feels that way, and I think that's like a whole conversation that we should have, but in general, especially when you're in a monogamous relationship that is said to be monogamous, like there's no reason for it. People make mistakes, sure, but to continue to live in that mistakes is like I just have a hard time trying to reason that out.
Yeah,
like it just doesn't. Maybe just because I'm such a like black and white person when it comes to that. Like if I don't want to be in a relationship, I'm not going to be in a relationship. If this is not working, then why would you do this to yourself? Also, maybe that's the other part. I can't handle the guilt.
The intrusive thoughts that were being showcased here. Yeah, that's always been my thing too. Like, people make mistakes, but if it's a continuous mistake, like if you're continually doing it, then it's like the other person is your safety option.
Right.
And you don't want...
cruel.
It's cruel because it's time. It's time wasted that they could be healing or finding someone else. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So...
It took me forever to figure out that saying, by the way. I'm like, why can't I? I can eat it. I have it. I don't understand.
People like to fight about that saying.
Yeah, it didn't make complete sense to me.
This will surprise no one, but there's a particular Star Wars argument I get in. And I'm always like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. And they're like, yes, you can. You know what I mean.
I really I'm so literal sometimes that I was like, what? Yes, I can. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's mine, so obviously I can eat it. What's happening? Not only that, I can share it if I want to, so screw you.
Oh, no.
And it took me a long time to figure out what people were saying. And then I went down literal ways. Anyway, there you go, y'all. So we are ending on episode 10. We'll be back probably a couple more throughout the year. And then next year, we'll probably finish it out with the episode with the listener because holidays are too chaotic.
Yeah.
So no worries if you are interested. We're not trying to finish it up by the end of this year. That's not going to happen. But to have your name picked out, we do want to let you know before next year who you're going to be.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or in the early next year. So you can have time to plan. We can have time to schedule.
Yeah.
So we do already have a list. If you sent your name in, it is on there. But if you are interested, Samantha's already got the episode picked out.
Yes.
So should be fun. I've never seen it. So no worry. You don't have to know anything. Or you can know everything. It'll be great either way. You can email us at StephanieandMomStuff@iHeartMedia.com. You can find us on Twitter at MomStuffPodcast or on Instagram and TikTok at Steph Never Told You. We have a TeePublic store. We're also on YouTube, and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks as always to our super producer Christina, our executive producer Maya, and our contributor Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Steph Never Told You is a production by iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.